biggest issue for me emerging from this study is the philosophic one of looking at the very nature of the world we are living in this part of the 21st century. How do we deal with the other? The other in the most profound sense, that is tribal society. Go back to the Greeks, the fountainhead of Western civilization. If you recall, the Greeks looked at anyone outside the boundaries of Athens really and described them as barbarians, primitive, savage, backward. Well, over time and the arc of history, these very concepts have been used by central governments looking at peripheral or tribal societies with ancestry which is common, clans, an awareness of a mutual identity, a developed code of honor. And these tribes, and here's a very important point to remember, are not something from the past. They're not something that you would see in a John Wayne movie where he's chasing people on horseback who's shooting arrows at him. These tribes are live. They have formed nations. The tribe has just become the modern nation. After 9/11, however, the notion of the clash of civilizations dominated the world in terms of analysis. Many commentators asked, what is happening? Why do they hate us? Why did they do this dreadful deed on 9/11? And the answers came very quickly and I think very superficially, which is it's the clash of civilizations. And the clash of civilizations already has a basis. It is over several thousand years, a basis of a conflict between Greece and Persia, between the West and the East, and Europe and the Asian world, and Christianity and Islam. So it fed into an already existing psychological basis of how we look at each other. And then, of course, the arrival of the drones in 9/11 allowed us then to see and analyze the impact of the drones on tribal societies. Here's a correlation for you. Ask yourselves, where are the drones most used? And they're really segmentary lineage systems. The Pashtuns in Afghanistan, Pakistan, tribal areas mainly in Waziristan, among the Somali segmentary lineage system, the Yemenis segmentary lineage system. So you can see that there are serious issues involved, and it's not a simplistic good, bad kind of analysis that will allow us to understand them. Take a look at the 3 pillars of authority. The elders. In Waziristan alone, something like 400 elders have been killed. In the tribal areas, something like 800. Now this is, to me as an anthropologist and a former administrator, 800 killed in tribal society with their sparse populations is like decapitating an entire society. You just chop their head off. So the tribal elders gone. The mosques and the religious leaders are deliberately attacked by the militants. Mosques are blown up. The imam who's preaching mediation and conciliation is killed. Again, the second pillar. And the third pillar, the political agent physically cannot be in his areas because of the violence in the area. And the impact on ordinary people is devastating. If you want to know more, read the UN reports, the New York University Stanford reports, read the interviews in this book, which will tell you how ordinary people are now reacting to the events. And I hate to say this, because there can be no exoneration, no justification, no sympathy for terrorism in any form, but I hate to say this, that the notion of revenge, which is now paramount. When we heard of the tourists being killed recently, just a couple of days ago in Pakistan, foreign tourists, what was the statement given by the militants? They didn't say Islam is the glory of Islam and the greatness of Islam. They said we are taking revenge for the drone strikes. Straight, cause and effect. Revenge.